As we approach UFC 330, Makhachev versus Ian Garry, guys, there's a lot of things being done. A lot of things being said. Some cringe words from Ian Garry as this fight gets closer. Some sly remarks from Islam Makhachev. So we're going to react to everything today, all right? Everything. Because people even tell me, oh, can you react to Ian Garry being pro-feminist? Or like, there's so many things y'all told me to react to. We're doing that all in this video, all right? So get some popcorn. We're going to be reacting to videos. You guys love that content. If you continue to enjoy, first of all, I have to actually give out this reminder to like the video and subscribe, guys. Because like fucking 100% of people who watch me aren't even subscribed. And like 99% of people who watch don't even like. But I have to get that reminder. But I'm actually interested in this one because I know about the content of what Islam says in this interview. He pretty much takes shots at Charles, I got to watch the full one. This is the full 3-minute interview. It's not that long. So we're going to watch that full interview, as well as we're going to watch Ian Garry on a podcast and kind of uncover how Ian Garry is talking about his upcoming challenge against Islam Makhachev, as well as the fact that we're going to look into that little thing he said about the world would be a better place. He even said something about his upbringing. I don't know if we're going to watch that in this video because I have specific timestamps I'm going to watch. But like, apparently he said something about his upbringing was like tough. He used to get spanked. And then his brother came out and was like, bro, what are you talking about? You had a silver spoon in your mouth the entirety of your childhood. Man, Ian Garry's making himself look a bit dumb, I feel like. And doesn't help that his brother came out and said that, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, there's a lot that's being done around this fight. Both guys are bringing in somebody in their camp specifically to, I guess, impersonate the other person. I don't want to say impersonate, but they're trying to get them used to it. Of course, we know Islam's bringing in someone. We're going to talk about it later in the video. And we know Ian Garry's bringing in Charles to get used to the grappling. And Islam's going to have some comments in that. But enough stalling, enough yapping, yappity, yippity, yap, yap. Let's get into these reactions. And yeah, half of these things I have not watched, majority of it. I just know what the headlines are, but I actually haven't. Guys, don't listen to headlines. Actually watch the videos because headlines can be misleading. But let's get into this video.
The MMAfighting.com speaking with UFC welterweight champion Islam Makhachev. Now, Islam, we're here at Zuffa Boxing 9 in New York City. I guess, did you want to come to this? What do you make of Zuffa Boxing? What's your experience been like here in Madison Square Garden?
He was probably forced to come to this, eh? Bye.
Yeah, we live not far from here, and when I heard they're gonna be event in New York, Zuffa Boxing, I asked Ali, let's see what's the Dana did new.
Yeah. Do you like the product and everything, what they're doing here?
Yeah, I like it. I just go the first fight, even I don't know these two fighters. They show the crazy fight,
Well, speaking of your own career, we're obviously a couple weeks out from your title defense against Ian Machado Garry at Philly at UFC 330. How has camp been? How's preparation been? What do you make of Ian as an opponent?
Yeah, everything is going very well. We stay in the same gym. Like last couple of fights, we stay in New Jersey and training in Nick Cotton MMA. It's very nice gym. I have too many.
Okay, so he has I think most of his training has been in New Jersey rather than in the mountains, in the Dagestan mountains, because he has had training camps or like portions of his training camp in the mountains. Then he would always come down to New Jersey and finish it up. So it looked like he had a similar approach. I'm sure he did have some mountain training camps, but he does come down to New Jersey when shit's getting real. The resources there, let's be real, they're probably a lot better.
Too many my brothers and friends and sparring partner with me. Almost all team is here. We're training together. Habib is here. Javier is here. And we're training every day very hard to be ready.
And obviously Dagestan and Ireland have a bit of history with Habib and Connor, obviously Paul Hughes and Usman over in PFL. You're preparing for another Irishman yourself. What do you make of Ian as an opponent and kind of carrying on that rivalry between countries?
This is just like a regular opponent, nothing some between country, but still we have 2-0 now. It's gonna be 3-0.
Has Ian?
I've noticed that. I'm just gonna say this. I've noticed that like Islam kind of like every time Ian Garry tries to make it deeper, Islam always kind of shuts it down. Like he was like, this is the AliExpress version of fucking Habib and Connor and stuff like that. And this one, he didn't shut it down here, but he was like, it's not even a rivalry, but we're up 2-0. And Ian Garry hates this. I saw Ian Garry reacted like Islam trying to be dismissive of it, and he just hates it. Which I think is funny. I think it's interesting, but I think, yeah, I guess you could say this is Ireland versus Russia, and so far they are 2-0. Surely Islam is going to make it 3-0. Surely, right? Don't get me nervous, Islam, you handsome guy.
Any different than your past opponents? Because obviously he's very tall, he's very rangy. He can make the fight slow if he wants to. What do you make of his skill?
I actually didn't hear about this part. I'm curious what Islam's going to say. I'm sure Islam knows he has to chase, but let's see.
His skills, I just have to run in this camp too much because I have to follow him because he runs too much. I know his game plan. We always see his fight, and he has same style always. But I will try to catch him, take him down, just what I did with my all opponents.
I like this. I like this. I like this. Wait, this is good. This is good. This is actually good. Let me finish and tell you why it's good. Islam knows he has to chase him. It's just, I guess it's weird to me. Like, obviously you should know this, right? But you'd be surprised. Some fighters would be dumb and be like, I could just take my time, be patient. I'm glad they all know. I'm glad it's in the known that Islam has to do something he doesn't normally do, which is chase. And he said he's been doing something he doesn't usually do, which is running. I'm sure he's making a joke, but I'm sure he actually is practicing chasing people down. And he's probably running a lot more because he knows he's going to be using his feet more than he ever has in his life because he's never chased an opponent in his whole life. He's a counter striker. I say this every time I talk about this fight. So I'm glad that Islam, Khabib, and they're clearly game planning to chase Ian Garry because that's really what it is. Because if you don't chase Ian Garry, he will just outpunch you on the outside and he'll win the fight. Of course, Ian Garry will smoke Islam if Islam fights like Islam and waits for the counter, Ian Garry will smokes him. I don't care. I'll say it out loud because that's exactly what's going to happen. A bad game. This is one of those fights where a bad game plan can lose Islam the fight. Now, there's some fights I feel like bad game plans wouldn't lose Islam the fight. He could have a bad game plan against Moicano, Dan Hooker, even against Charles Oliveira, against some of these like top Dustin Poirier. He could have a poor game plan. He'll still find ways to win. I don't even want to. Should I say Volk? I mean, yeah, Volk. Like what? It just depends. But I feel like this is one of those fights where I feel like a bad game plan will legitimately lose you the fight clearly. Because even against Volk, he was a counter striker, right? He didn't have to change his fight style, But if he went in aggressively wrestling, he still probably would have won. If he went in like just standing back and countering, he still would have won. If he struck primarily with Volk, he still would have won because he could strike with Volk because he's around, like he's a really good striker objectively and he's around the same height and he's taller too, so some guys can get away with it because the size advantage. When you're going against someone who's so different than anyone you ever fought in your entire life and moves this much and is just longer, you can't fight a bad fight style or a bad game plan or you will 100% lose. You need to fight different, Islam. So I'm glad that you got to fight different. You got to chase and you got to take risks. You got to be aggressive to eventually get a hold of him, take him down, and finish his guys. So Islam is understanding that he's going to have to be chasing, which I love.
He's done a lot of his camp, obviously, with Charles Oliveira. He's trained a lot. Is there anything Charles can tell him about you that you're worried about?
Yeah, Charles is going to teach him how to tap fast. That's it.
Wait, I can't believe he actually said this. I only see the headline. I didn't see him he doesn't care. Bro, Islam has like this, it's not like this dismissive Ilya confidence. It's like this, like he's so dead ass right now. Like he's like chilling, smiling. He doesn't seem nervous. I'm not saying you should be nervous for a fight like this. I'm not gonna lie, Islam talking makes me more reassured. Like seeing him talk like this, it just, for some reason it calms me down. Cause in my head, I'm running these millions of scenarios, but then I'm seeing Islam just a little bit smile, like strong, handsome, and like he looks like he's chill. I should be chill too. Walk in the park for Islam.
Yeah, Charles is gonna teach him how to tap fast. That's it.
Obviously, Usman has a fight coming up. Chanko just fought yesterday. How's the whole camp been? All the Dagestanis training?
Good. We did a couple camps together
Chanko
in
looks great.
Dagestan Mountain, and some of the guys go to Dubai, some of them come to US, and now he's here. Almost 20 people, almost all team, and 2 days, 2 more guys coming. Like next couple of weeks, I think it's gonna be all team is here.
What did you make of Chanko's performance yesterday in Abu Dhabi?
It's good performance. He's fighting almost always same, just like he fight in Contender Series. What he showed yesterday is a great fighter, great striker, and he gonna have good success in UFC.
Yes, Islam, brother, we know, brother. He's strong, he handsome. His name Chanko, no John Pork Chanko. I like this. I like how he glazes Chanko, guys, because I know Chanko's gonna be a champion. I know Chanko's the best striker in the lightweight division. Gaethje would not beat him. I don't care, guys. I'll sound delusional all I want. I know skill when I see skill. Chanko's one of them.
And last one for me, we spoke to your coach Javier Mendez earlier this week. He says if you beat Ian, maybe get through one more, you should be in the conversation as the greatest UFC fighter.
No. Don't say get one more. We beat Ian. We can retire on top. We're going to surpass Anderson Silva in the modern era for the most consecutive wins in a row. Guys, the modern era. Do you understand what that means? That means like he's not going against plumbers. He's going against like the pound for pound number one people, Volkanovskis, the Charles, the Dustin Poiriers, you know, the going up a weight class and the JDMs, you know. No offense to Silva, but I don't think he'd go up a weight class and were to be the champion, you know, at 205, like John Jones. Like I'm just saying, like, let's be real. Silva wouldn't like this difference, bro. Not only the longest win streak, but he did it with someone who's also has 2 belts, and now this will be a defense with the second belt. Of course he's to go after this. He doesn't need to fight one more. We don't gotta push this. I don't even know why Javier would say that, because that's just, bro, there's people who already want to doubt Islam. Now they're gonna grab onto that. Well, his coach said, shut your mouth, you know. Javier, be careful. Leave it talking to me, Javier. I've noticed you talk a little bit too much. Stop this.
That has ever lived, maybe over John Jones. What's your response to Javier?
Oh, I just gonna keep going, you know. I love the sports. I love how we travel with all brothers together, spend time, you know. I enjoy. Even now, I moved to welterweight, no more cutting weight, and I enjoy the camp. I enjoy every moment, you know. I'm gonna still fighting. I'm gonna still winning and beat all records.
Well, thank you so much, Islam. See you.
He's so cool. Islam's so cool and just strong. And just cool, you know. I fuck with Islam, man. Yeah, Islam's always has the right mentality. I'm never gonna go into a fight worried about Islam's mentality. I'll do that with a lot of people. Islam, Habib, when he was still fighting, there's some fighters that like I would never worry about their mentality. Hamza, I will 100% worry about that dude's mentality. I don't know what fucking version gonna show up, you know. Islam is like, he just has this calmness about him and this confidence, and I love it. So yeah, Islam's taking some shots at my boy. Voice said my boy Ian Garry. I was not about to call him my boy. My acquaintance, my friend Ian Garry, and I feel like it's warranted. The Charles Oliveira strays, man. It's funny because him and Charles like they don't even hate each other, but Islam is just too joke oriented. I'm sure the Charles fans are somewhat crying. But yeah, I think I want to go into the Ian Garry, the whole Ian Garry talk about this fight.
So do you think that getting this fight against Islam Makhachev, do you think you've helped to make that happen, aside from just being a great fighter?
Why is this like paused?
I believe so. I know I've earned this fight from fighting.
Sure.
But I absolutely know that my online presence has helped funnel fans into the same mindset. Because I've earned it. There's no doubt that I've earned it. I beat the former champion. My reward for winning this fight means my next fight is a guy I already beat on 3 weeks' notice. That's my reward. That's my next opponent. Does that make sense?
Protez, he's coming at you, you know. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I'll give Ian Garry credit for, guys? He's good at garnering attention, whether it's positive or negative. And a part of me, like, I don't want to say sympathizes with him, but I understand, like, I understand a bit. Let me just leave it at that.
A guy I already beat.
Makhachev.
After Makhachev, when I beat him, my reward is you have to fight a guy again that you already beat on 3 weeks' notice.
To be honest, I would rather see a Morales fight, but maybe that's just me wanting to see something interesting.
I've earned the fight. I went in and I beat him by 3 rounds. Dominated me, couldn't take me down. The whole point of his game was he couldn't take me down. It's a guy who trained with Islam.
Oh, Bilal, yeah.
So afterwards, I dropped this epic, leaving the octagon. There's a video of it. It's great. I dropped this epic. A guy actually handed me in the stand. He had like a massive leprechaun hat. So I took it off him in the stands, put it on my head. And then I was like, Islam, he couldn't stop me. He couldn't take me down. Went through this whole kind of, I just dropped an epic promo for the fight. I was like, so it's your job, your duty. Show up, fight the best contender in the world, and you're looking at him. Ian Machado Garry. It was wild. It was epic. It's just like, you can control the narrative, which I love. I think that's epic.
I'm going to find that video. I'm looking for it now.
I'm not going to lie. I don't know how to describe Ian Garry, you know, I don't. He's like, I love how much he loves the sport, if you know what I'm trying to say. Like, I can tell he loves this shit. He lives for this shit. And I see it through him. I know there's people who watched that portion and were just so annoyed and like cringed out, you know? Because he's so passionate about his life and like what he does. I don't know. A part of me, like, I don't want to say, I'm going to say admires that side of him. I understand why he's not liked, because if I didn't like him and watched that, what he just said right there, that shit would have pissed me off. Like, bro, why is he milking it, bro? Took off the crowd, blah, blah, blah. But like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't have that hatred in me. So it's like I'm looking at it, I'm like, yo, he got some cringe aura for sure.
Now on YouTube, I want to
Instagram.
Find it for
What is this podcast though?
me. Yeah, have a look. There you go.
You can't stop me. He couldn't take me down. And Islam, he came to your camp and he couldn't do it. So try to do it yourself. Bring that belt, bring that record, and I will see you wherever you want, my friend. All the best.
It's sick. Layla's I'm holding my wife's hand. She's
I don't know, when he brings up his wife's name, I don't know. I'm not that wife gets me tight, bro. I'm not gonna lie, she annoys me. The way she be moving. Oh, Garry, man, he's such a let me just not even
by my side. She's got Leo. It was just epic. It was like perfect.
But what I find remarkable about that is that you've just come out of a bruising experience, right? Your adrenaline is high, and the presence of mind to recognise that moment and then go into promo mode rather than sort of fighting mode is incredible. How do you make that switch?
It's just who I am.
I wanted to hit on that question, but it's like he framed it well. Like it was, yeah. Anyways,
I love that element. Like I thrive off adrenaline. I feel like that's where I operate the best. Is just in that clear, calm, focused mindset, and in that ahead of a fight, you think about the fight. You think about the worst things that can possibly happen in the fight, because if you don't respect your opponent enough. I can think, I'm going to fight you. Now, I should think, you should be able to do nothing to me. But what if he hurts me? What if he does that? Okay, how do I prepare for that mentally? Yep. Because if you're not prepared for it, then if it happens, if any slight element of your plan comes off the track at any point, you can crumble. But if I've seen, this is fine, I've thought about this, I know this could happen, it's a fight. This is one of the best guys in the world. Do you know what I mean? He's a bit intelligent. Like he's a bit intelligent. Like I think he gets it. He gets it. Now when I'm saying it, when I say it, some people watching are like, yeah, I know what you mean. Some people are like, what the hell is it? Being smartasses. He gets it. There's people like Taporia who I feel like, listen, I think confidence is warranted. And this guy in front of me, he's a cocky dude sometimes. I'm going to say confident. I'm not going to call Ian Garry cocky, but he's a really confident dude. Every fighter's confident in a way. But I feel like he's confident without being completely dismissive, where I feel like people like Ilia Taporia, that whole worst case scenario is like, bro, he beat me? Come on, I'm the best. Trust me, he won't beat. So they get put in situations where Justin Gaethje's damaging your face. Suddenly your eyes are starting to close. You're like, holy shit, wait, I thought I was going to finish this guy in one round. We're in round two. I hit him with a body shot. He drops. Why is he still coming? And why is he still hitting me in the face? Why is and then they get put in an experience that they didn't even see in their manifestation at all. Like they didn't even see this coming. And then it's happening in real time. You start to panic. I think it happened with Hamza Chimaev Strickland too. Like there's a time that like he shoots a takedown on Strickland and rolls over himself, and the way he's just staring at Strickland, he's like, holy shit, why am I here now? And it's almost like your mind goes into autopilot, and now you're just kind of cruising the rest of the fight, you know, because you didn't expect that to happen. You thought you were going to just go in there and submit Strickland, you know. Some fighters who are the best in the world, or skill for skill, might actually be the best in the world. They don't think like how Ian Garry thinks. So I'm going to give him credit here. So when they're put in a case scenario where they thought they had no business being in it to begin with, they start to panic. Ian Garry, I do feel like he thinks about shit like this, like he's saying. So like if he is in a situation that's negative, he's not going to completely shit the bed. There's great prospects, guys, who for the first time go through adversity and suddenly little bit problems start to commence. People like Ian Garry, I feel like have the correct mindset. So I'm going to give him gems. And I know people probably don't like me giving him gems because he's an unlikable guy in some ways. And I do see why people have a negative opinion about him a lot of the time. But I do think when it comes to mindset, he's one of the strongest in the UFC. And I know people don't like hearing this, but this is what I honestly think. So I find when I fight, I think about all of the bad things that could potentially happen, so that it pushes me to train even harder, so that I'm ready for every single element of that. I feel like I train for the fight to be fluid, just easy, like just completely like it's a walk in the park. So that from the hardest element to the easiest element, I've prepared for. And then you start to think about, well, what do I want next? Because if I'm not focused on what's next, then I'm not pushing myself. I'm not pushing myself. So when I beat Bilal Muhammad in my last fight, I was like, after this fight, I'm going to fight Islam Makhachev for the world title. So I have to win this fight. Okay. I have to drive myself to win this fight so that I can get to that next position.
Yep.
Because when I beat him, I lock myself in as the number one contender of the world and next in line to fight the champion. So all of those things go through my mind, and it's the same with this fight now. When I'm going in to fight the world champion, I'm already thinking about who do I want to defend.
Sit down. Sit down, shut up for a second. Because I see what you're trying to say, and I'm not trying to give it like, but brother, you're getting past us. Brother, relax. Like, take a chill pill, stretch a little bit, go home, get your nails done, because you probably do this. I don't know, man. Listen, actually, it's weird for me, guys, because when I hear Ian Garry talk, I don't necessarily have the urge to hate so quickly as much as probably other people. So I actually try to listen to his words. I think he's pretty well spoken. His delivery is not even condescending. It's hard to describe it, but like, I don't know. He has the right head on his shoulders. I think he does, unfortunately. For some of his opinions, let me preface that. He has the right head on his shoulder. But yeah.
And against. So I feel like you have to think about all of those things so that when I get on the mic and someone puts a microphone on my face straight after for the post-fight interview, I'm ready. I've already dreamt, thought, understand what.
He reminds you a bit of Adesanya on his come up. I don't want to compare him to Adesanya, but I remember Adesanya, because I was such a big fan of him, seeing the way he talks. He's always like, he was ready for these moments. Like, that's why he can get on the mic and kind of freestyle at the end. I actually don't want to compare to Izzy, because that just got me tight. Let me just not ignore what I just said. But I will say, there's something in some young fighters that, like, they have this confidence and kind of swag about them. So when they do get things done, they do have, like, they're already ready for the next call out. And, like, it's like kind of word vomit that works. And I feel like there's very few people who could do that, but I feel like Gary's actually pretty solid at it.
What I want to do next, and it's in me. It's that competitive nature, that competitive spirit that I thrive off.
So we've had a few guests on here. Tom Daly's one that spoke about what you've just described of you visualize and then you catastrophize. And the combination of both of them makes you powerful. So
I've never thought about it as catastrophize. Say it again.
So you visualize and then you also catastrophize. What could go wrong?
I've never heard that, but I love it. It's basically what I just said, yeah.
Yeah, but what's the percentage? What's the mix of visualize, positive, that fluid?
Why is this a good podcast? Like, why is this a good, like, interview? Or whatever the fuck you want to call it. I don't actually watch podcasts a lot, I'm just saying, but I don't know. I'm used to just NPC media questions. So when I hear, like, actual insightful things, it's very interesting to me. It piques my interest.
With outcome and the catastrophizing disaster.
I feel like when I start when I know who I'm going to fight, I start with the negative elements. What could go wrong? What could he do right? Where could he try win the fight? How could he try win the fight? Is it going to be by taking me down and holding me down? Is it going to be by trying to cause chaos and make it a scramble and I have to be smart with my defense and move my feet and get out of the pocket? What are the ways that this person I'm fighting, I believe, could he try to take advantage of to win this fight? Once he does that, I train for all those. So that in the fight, I know mentally, I've done it. And the closer to the fight, every week that gets closer, it's more and more and more and more positive. So as I get to a week out from the fight.
Ew. I like what he's saying. I'm saying, that's, I liking it, Oh shit. What the fuck? Okay. I actually don't hate that approach. Viewing the worst case scenarios, training for it. So by the end of your camp, those worst case scenarios are slowly starting to show, no, these aren't the worst case scenarios. These worst case scenarios lead to positive outcomes because of work I'm putting in. I don't hate this. Wow, he's talking and I'm like, okay. I find myself, I smile a lot first of all, but I find myself a little bit grinning when he's making like valid points. Because I'm like, it's like I don't want to give him credit right now, but like I can't help it.
Fight week itself, I am putting people in body bags when it comes to just the outward, the pace, the mindset, the freedom of my body being able to move and go, because I've seen how this can play if it's the worst element it can possibly be, and I know I'm ready for it. And every single second along the way since when I started that, I've been getting closer and closer and closer to perfection. I know how good Islam Makhachev is. I know how talented he is. He's 29-1 in the sport.
28-1.
He's a 2-weight division champion. He's the most successful lightweight champion of all time and had the most lightweight defenses of all time. He is the current welterweight champion of the world. He came up a division and won the title. He is tied for the longest consecutive active win streak in UFC history. And if he wins his next fight against me, he will break the record for the longest consecutive wins. So I have a 2-weight world champion, the #1 pound-for-pound fighter on the planet. And the same man is looking to break the record for the most wins consecutively in the UFC. And that's the man I get to fight to prove that I'm the best in the world.
Sounds to me, though, like all of those things are your energy source.
When I beat him, there can be no doubt. When I beat him, it is undeniable that I am great.
See, one quick thing, because I think what's interesting is...
Okay, he's not lying. I'll be real. This is almost like a nothing to... I don't want to say nothing. It's a nothing to lose situation. Everything gain. I'm going to say it. Because if he does lose, okay, he lost. But if he wins, he's right. Everything he is saying, it does make... You can't really say, oh, well, it was against Islam Makhachev who's not good. Or who's out of his prime. You know? Oof. Yeah.
You said...
Listen, you still gotta fight him. Like it sounds great what you're saying, but I don't think you can beat him. That's my thing. But nah, this video's gonna run to like an hour, over an hour if I don't get to this other one. But yeah, overall, as far as his whole mindset going into the Islam fight, you can't say it's flawed. No one can say it's flawed. I think he has a perfect mindset. He has the right mindset. But let's get into this whole like what makes a real man conversation. This whole Neil Magny controversy. Let's just watch that because I want to get to that. People told me to react to that.
We get told a modern man has to look like. With this rise of the manosphere in this conversation about be powerful, impose yourself on people.
You know what a real man is?
Don't show emotion. What is a real man?
A real man is a father, is a husband, is there for his wife and his kids, even if they're not together. Is still there, still shows up. A real man is someone who...
Still shows up for the kid, yes. I just want to preface that. Now, if you guys split and the wife's trouble, you don't got to show up for the wife, but show up for the kid.
Together. Is still there, still shows up. A real man is someone who does the right thing even if he doesn't want to. A real man is sticking to your word. And I feel like nowadays, people's word means nothing. A real man is someone who's able to vocalize his emotion and frustration and talk to people even in the darkest of times. Yeah.
I actually don't fully disagree with what he's saying so far. I don't think every concern or problem you have should always be voiced out, in my opinion. But maybe just my ego talking, but there's definitely things I've been through and still going through, but I don't like, you don't need to talk to everyone about anything, but about everything. But I see what he's saying, and I don't think so far the message he's preaching, I don't think it's a bad message. I'm gonna just say it right there. I don't.
Because we should have people that we can talk to. And the reason I think men think they need to be strong and masculine is because it's a warped idea of what masculinity needs to be. And people think, oh, if I express my feelings, my emotions, that's what females are like. Now, I don't know the stats on this, and this is going to go somewhere where I don't know the details on. But I know for a fact more men killed themselves than women.
Correct. It's the biggest killer for men of our age.
So why? Because I don't feel like I can talk to you about the things I need to talk to you about because I'm not a real man.
Yeah.
Community, friendship, love, and joy, I believe are pillars for every human on this planet.
Yeah.
And things that we all need. And if you don't have them, but you have other things, forget the other things and focus on those things. Now, love does not have to be a partner. It does not have to be someone. It does not have to be a wife. It can be a sport. It can be a friendship.
True.
It can be, I love coming and chatting to you blokes every week. And I love when we meet up and we chat because I can express myself in a way that I want to. It might mean I love going to the golf course and hitting some shots on the driving range because I can just be free. There's so many ways that it can be done, but I feel like you are right. In this world, there is an element of 100%. Toxic masculinity where I need to be strong. I need to be the man of the house.
Nothing he's saying is wrong, but also like I don't think everything that like pushes men to be more masculine or like I don't think everything's like that's a negative either. Like I think there's a definitely nuance in both statements. But what he's saying is not. It's not like he's preaching a horrible message so far. Yeah, I don't mind what he's preaching. You know, to each their own for sure. To each their own. It doesn't seem like he's preaching a negative message. So I'll say that much. But I also believe that. I also believe that men got to be men in a way. You know, I'll leave it at that.
I cry watching Disney films.
I'm not. Listen, brother. A wise man once said, "Too much shows make your heart weak," but I can't say anything because I be watching them gay dramas, baby. Yeah, yeah. And I like them, and maybe a little bit emotional when I watch too, brother. That's life. I don't mind. You know, that's not even a bad thing. Like, bro, crying watching a movie. That's how you know you watch a good movie or a good show. I'm not even opposed to that. Nothing. Listen, I don't even think he's saying anything crazy so far.
It's like I am so in touch with my feminine side that I feel like I'm more masculine because of it. And
hold on. Now he had me for a bit, but I don't know. Like, what does feminine side mean and shit? Like, I think he's equating like getting emotional to femininity, whatever you call it. But honestly, I see why, because women are more emotional. But like, bro, I don't know what do you mean. I'm more in tune with my feminine side, so I'm more masculine because of it. I don't understand what that means. I don't like these terminologies about masculinity, femininity, all this shit, bro. This shit's not. I don't know if you want me to react to this. So what do you guys want from me here? Eh?
I am so in touch with my feminine side that I feel like I'm more masculine because of it, and I don't care what people think about me. I don't care about people's opinions of me or what I do.
I love that.
I love who I am. And I'm constantly trying to be a better human, a better person, a better father, a better husband, and a better fighter every day of my life. If I'm not doing that, then I'm not going the direction I see. It's when I am in that feeling of other people slowing me down, slowing the horse down and not letting the horse race, that I become a worse friend to her. And I say and act differently than I should to her. And I've started to see that. And the only way that I can stop that is by realizing it and talking about it. And I have to have people that I can talk to about that. Otherwise, the only person I'm going to talk to is her. Yeah. And then my relationship with her becomes up and down, and you need to do this to be better, and you need to listen to me, and don't tell me what to do. I know what I'm doing. Whereas all she wants to do is help me be the best version of me. All I want to do is see her smile.
Hold on. I hope he's not talking about late. I gotta look it up and say who is Ian Garry's wife. It is late, bro. This woman is horrible to this guy. Look, there's some wives in the UFC guys that I feel like they get off to like embarrassing their partners, bro. I swear, Max Holloway's wife. I've been seeing some tweets I didn't speak about recently, and this guy, like every time I see like Layla, his wife, on my feed, it's just her humiliating him and him just looking goofy as hell, bro, on some cuck energy, gang. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, that's honestly how I feel. Like, I gotta be honest. I gotta be transparent. And he's just saying, all she wants to do by bitching at me is make me the best person ever, and all I want to do is make her smile. Nigga, you gotta wake up sometimes, gang.
Talk to is her.
Yeah. Damn,
and
gang. Like,
then my relationship with her becomes up and down and you need to do this to be better and you need to listen to me and don't tell me what to do. I know what I'm doing. Whereas all she wants to do is help me be the best version of me. All I want to do is see her smile and see her happy. And you need to have people around you
He's so gone.
that you can talk to.
Yeah. So who does that for you?
A lot of it's to myself to say, what am I really annoyed about? What's really bugging me? And am I being honest with myself? Then I have to take that to my wife, talk to her. And then there's a very small amount of people on the planet that I would talk to.
But also, you've mentioned Neil Magny already, who you fought previously. He said something absolutely ridiculous in a press conference.
He didn't, by the way. And let's talk about this one.
And I showed Damien the video of you not letting it go.
Absurd.
Where you, and for people that he didn't see it, he was kind of...
I'll explain.
Yeah, you explain it. You're better at explaining
this. Because I only want to cut you off there because I felt so powerfully emotional about this.
Yeah.
So I fought a guy called Neil Magny. Now, Neil Magny his nickname is the Haitian Sensation, and he is a black man in America, right? That's important to the story because I believe a lot of the comments I got were from people in the black community explaining how this is part of the culture. Now, listen, I was smacked and hit as a kid. It was part of my upbringing too.
Lie. Apparently, this wasn't even true. Apparently, his brother said he was brought up very kindly with the silver spoon and no kind of like whatever you want to call it, abuse or discipline. That's what his brother said. Now, I can't speak for him or his brother, but if someone in your family is saying that's not true, then this is not looking good.
Do you know what I mean? I'm sure a lot of the older people in England and Ireland.
So, okay, the fact that he just lied, though, now I'm peeping that this is a lie. So now I'm looking at everything he said earlier, like a little bit like, bro, you're just yapping to yap, eh, Shiba?
It was a part of their lifestyle too. Whippings and things at school were still a thing. So it's not like it hasn't happened to me. It has happened to me. It's that
Hasn't.
I need to teach my kid boundaries, so I'm going to smack a kid, right? It's not right. If I can change anything in my life, I definitely don't want. I'm 28 years of age. I still remember the wooden spoon being smacked across my hands.
I'm not even laughing at that, but like, it's not true, so I'm laughing. Secondly, a wooden spoon to the hand, that is child's play. And I'm not even trying to be like, oh man, I got fucking, bro, Nigerians in the chat or like Africans or anyone in general. Brother, first of all, a little spank to the tushy, brother, who cares? Slipper to the tushy, that happens in my household. Like that happened. Sometimes you get a broom. African broom. If you look about how African broom looks, if you don't know, it's like literally sticks to the tushy. Sometimes in hanger, sometimes a hanger, like boom. Guys, respectfully, because my parents did that with me and my other siblings who are like 1 year apart. Then 7 years later they had another kid, and then 7 years later they had another kid. So they didn't discipline those last two, and I'm not even going to say an example, but let's just say I don't talk back to my parents. If they say something, I'm going to respect. There's got to be a respect element there. Does it sometimes have to be beaten into? Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's not like you're getting... Guys, when I say like discipline, I don't mean like concussing a kid or something. I'm talking about like a smack to the tushy, slipper to the tissue, hanger to the tissue, maybe a cane to the tissue. It doesn't matter. Whatever to the tushy, even to the tushy, to the tushy. It's a little bit like thick for a reason so you could take some things. Even like what? Maybe barely a smack to the face. Like that's like not even, that's kind of rare. But like the thing Neil Magny said, I'm not even trying to, there's really nothing wrong with disciplining your kids with physicality or whatever you want to call it, as long as it's not excessive and abuse. Like if you did something wrong, don't do that again. To the tushy, to the diaper, or what? Not diaper. They're probably grown by then. But like, you get my point. And the fact the wooden spoon thing is funny because that's some shit that's straight out of like a movie. That shit doesn't really happen. I'm not saying that shit doesn't happen. Maybe in different cultures, but I know for the African culture, that shit's not like, you ain't gonna get a wooden spoon. Don't do that again. Wooden spoon, nigga, a wooden spoon to the fucking hand. That'd be a treat. That'd be nothing. I'd laugh at that. And I know it didn't even happen to him, so it's even funnier. But him trying to act like it's like abuse, he's dragging it, man. I'm telling you, he's dragging it.
Mm-hmm.
I remember turning to my dad and going, it doesn't hurt anymore. I'm used to it. Turn it over.
but he's lying about this. Yo, that's what's throwing me. This nigga's lying, and I can tell he's lying. Like, now looking at his face, and after his brother came out, just knowing he's lying is pissing me off more. So you're just gonna lie about your trauma?
I remember turning to my dad and going, "It doesn't hurt anymore. I'm used to it. Turn it up."
And he didn't say that. He would not have spoken up. Oh, brother, get him out of here. I ain't gonna lie. Boo. Boo.
Over. Shouldn't have should have kept your mouth shut, Ian. I feel like what we learn from our generation, we need to make changes to be better.
Oh, chincha. Oh.
So Neil Magny decided that he was going to, at a UFC press conference, say, and it was
Yeah, because that's the craziest thing said at a press conference. We don't have people saying racist shit every day, bro. Stop.
It was a stupid sentence that he said. His idea was to try and say that he is going to beat me like he's beating a child. But they were not his words. And his words dug deep under my skin. Because I had a little boy who couldn't have been much older than a year, if even. I don't even think Leo was 1. So I was fuming.
Okay.
And he said, there's 2 types of ass whoopings you give people in this world. There's the type of ass whooping you give people who talk about your mom at school. And then there's the type of ass whooping you give your kid. And being a father, I've got accustomed to giving that type of ass whooping. And I'm going to do that to Ian. His child was 2. Now people...
Oh my, shut up. Oh, I can't be bothered. I can't lie. I can't be bothered.
Spun that. And this is why I dislike American media. Nobody wanted to cover that. We have a masculine man, a fighter, a UFC fighter, an animal inside that cage. Just openly talk about how he beats his kid.
Oh my God, he's so lost. Like I can't even put into words how stupid he sounds. A UFC fighter talking about how he beats the shit out of a kid. Shut your mouth. Oh my God, I can't believe he dragged it this much. This is what happens when you're too sensitive. You know, this is what happens when you're too sensitive. All this side of, I'm tapped into my feminine energy, whatever. Like, I'm not even trying to judge him off that. Like, sure, be tapped in. But when you're too on a certain, if you're too on any side of a spectrum, guys, it's excessive. That's what he is.
Now,
especially with the situation.
Whether it was meant to be funny or satire commentary, they were not the words that came out of your mouth.
Oh.
So when you say that, and I think about that as a kid, and I think of my past and the fact that I was
nothing happened to you.
With a wooden spoon as a kid to be disciplined and punished, and I think about my little boy who was asleep in the bed when I listened to this, I was livid, and I pulled him up on this. And we were at a press conference, and he didn't get a word out of his mouth. Did you see?
Yeah.
Yeah. I made you you sit down, you shut your mouth, and you think about the words that came out.
That actually pissed me off when he was saying that. Like, when he kept drowning out him just for saying that comment, I actually wanted to get on stage and smack Ian Garry. That was the most annoying thing, like, I had to sit through ever. Like, that shit pissed me the hell off. He got to shut up. Oh, I can't wait for Islam to choke you out.
Out of it, because the last time a microphone was put in front of you, you said some outrageous things. Sit down, be quiet, and I will give you the ass whooping that you deserve on Saturday night. And I beat the brakes out of him.
But that's interesting because you didn't let it go.
No, I didn't let it go. I couldn't.
But some people would. Some people would think, you know what? I'll do my talking in the ring. I'll let him know in the ring what I think. I mean, I know also you said like I'm gonna make this fight last, and you're gonna be in pain.
I didn't want to finish him. I made sure he fought every single second of that fight. I could have finished him at any point I wanted to.
Relax, buddy. You're not like that. You're not the finisher, kid.
Do I believe in that fight? If you watch a fight for flow state, watch that fight. From the minute 1 to minute 15, I was basically wiping his arse. It was that easy. It was like, come on, kid. I'll wipe. Come on. Clean your bum. There you go. Come on. Like, it was a walk in the park. I wanted to inflict as much physical pain as possible because he irritated me and he got under my skin with saying something about kids. And that just annoyed me. And as a man, I felt like it was my due diligence to give him an ass whooping that maybe his kid couldn't.
He's like 50% man, let's be real.
Give him. But we have weight classes for a reason. in this sport.
Yeah.
We have divisions in this sport that mean that I cannot go and fight a 70 kilo man because I'm bigger than that 70 kilo man.
Oh my God.
So why on earth should a man ever raise his hand to a kid?
No, you were totally morally in the right place. But I know that some people would think, you know what, I know it will also bring me heat. And the thing I mentioned about
what's morally right and what's morally...
I don't want to hear the rest of this. It's just pissing me off. And this is the last thing I'm going to react to as far as this interview is concerned. Let's just react to this stupid thing that everyone kind of wanted to see me look at.
Should look at his wife and know that that's the person I need to listen to. Like, if the world was run by women, we'd all live in a better world. Like, it would all be simpler and easier. That's the fact of the matter, whether you want to agree with it or not, or you think whatever it is, if women ruled the world and we just listened to them and let them take over, it would be an easier world.
And this nigga said, here. No, that's probably the dumbest thing ever. Like, I just don't, like, to come to that conclusion is just stupid. There's no gender that if they ruled the world, there'd be a perfect place. Like, it's just a stupid thing. And I'm not even going to make this like a whole thing, but like, of course, scientifically, they're more emotional beings because they have periods, they have to give childbirth, all that. So just the fact that he said that on some, I don't know if it was like an aha moment, just like, and my cherry on top is this, that. I don't even know, what is this podcast? I'm starting to like deep. Are they like, who are they, brothers? Or like, who are these two people? And then like, I don't know, guys. It was just such a dumb comment. Like, I'm not gonna lie. There's nothing. I don't know how a human being can come to a conclusion that if a specific race or a specific gender or whatever ruled the world, it'd be a better place. No, the world's always going to be flawed. There's gonna always be mistakes and problems with the world, bro. It's not gonna be all harmony if women ruled the world. What a dumb comment to say. Ian Garry just sounds like an idiot. I don't even know why he said that. But lastly, I want to touch on this because Islam Makhachev is bringing in Joe Alvarez for his last few weeks in training camp. As we know, Gary's bringing in Charles Oliveira. So I think they're both bringing in people. I feel like Joe Alvarez is a good person for Islam to get accustomed to because, of course, he's 6'3". He's long rangy. I don't think Alvarez is the greatest at using his length, but he is 6'3". So just Islam standing in front of someone at that height, you know, who has a pretty solid kicking game. I just don't think he moves as well. He's a little bit more stuck in the mud with his striking, which is not bad because he has decent striking. And his BJJ is actually not horrible. Similar to Ian Garry in that aspect, though. Like 6'3", decent BJJ and pretty solid striking. But off his back, I know he throws up a lot of submissions. But yeah, if I could choose who Islam could bring in, I'd choose MVP. Not because MVP outstruck Ian Garry, but because similar to Ian Garry, MVP uses a lot of movement that makes him hard to track down and corner stuff in a fight. So I feel like if Islam were to fight MVP, and he was able to have some success at tracking him down, that would get him accustomed to someone like Ian Garry, who doesn't move the same as MVP necessarily, but moves around similar. The only difference between them, honestly, is that MVP explodes into like a one punch, whereas I feel like Ian Garry explodes into like a combo more than anything. But yeah, I feel like MP would have been a better one. But honestly, I'm just glad he's going against someone and training with someone who is like towards the end of his camp that's 6'3", the same frame, and a little bit longer than Ian Garry. He has longer arms, and I think the leg reach is pretty identical. So glad for both people. Listen, honestly, this is a long video, but you know, it was a good video. It was insightful. I got to react to Ian Garry's mindset that I feel like is actually on point, as well as see like Islam's take on what he feels like the fight, as well as the fact that like Ian Garry's a little bit dumb, a little bit of a goofball outside his whole fighting shit. But let me know your thoughts about all this down below. It's just it from me, and God bless. 2, 3, 4.